Hey YouTube, Shelko for here. So, as part of my endeavors to figure out what my heart issue was over these last few months, one of the things that my doctor wanted to do was a 30-day cardiac monitor, and that's a thing that hangs around your neck, and there are 5 leads that attach all over your chest, and it gathers continuous information and sends that to a basically a smartphone. And this is something my system was designed and manufactured by a company called Biotel. I guess there are probably other things on the market. So I want to do a quick video about my experience with the Biotel 30-day heart monitor. So, a couple of things. I don't have really any experience with iPhones or Android devices or any of that sort of technology. And so, in hindsight, in the doctor's office, I should have asked a couple of questions. And so, if you don't know how to operate those phones, these are the questions you should ask. If it goes off of the monitoring screen, how do I get back to the monitoring screen? And then how many button pushes am I away at any moment from turning this thing off inadvertently? That's and I only say that because there was one time when I touched the thing inadvertently and the screen changed, and I'm like, oh my god, did I turn the thing off? I don't know what's going on here. And then if I touch another thing, is the thing going to turn off? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So when I had the time and opportunity in the doctor's office, in the safe zone, if you will, that's when I should have been asking these questions. Another thing is on the actual recording device or the phone, there's a button that you can push if you are having an event at that moment. And what it does is it takes a really macro snapshot of like the next, I don't know, few minutes or something related around that event. I don't know if it gathers more information or more detailed information or what. I was just the patient. I don't know. Anyway, but when you hit that button, it starts asking you questions. What does it feel like? Is it palpitations? Is it speeding hard? Is it chest pains, hard to breathe? Whatever. You answer that question. Next question is something along the lines of what were you doing when this happened? Were you standing, sitting, blah, 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 this sort of stuff. Okay, so, and I say this because I had one event where I thought, yeah, I would maybe like to discuss this with the doctor, so I hit the button. It asked me the first question. It asked me the second question. Now, I got the impression that when I hit submit to go to the third question, it was going to simultaneously dispatch an ambulance to my location. That's the impression that I got. And I realized in hindsight, I should have asked in the doctor's office, can we step through a hypothetical pressing of, recording of a special event so I know what the heck I'm getting involved with. Because at that moment, here in the middle of nowhere, I thought, for Christ's sake, the last thing I need is the expense or cost of an ambulance showing up just to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So I let the thing expire, which is kind of a bummer. And then another thing is the placement of the things, the electrodes on your chest. My kit came with what basically was like a TV guide-sized manual, and it was about that thick as well. And what I should have done was I should have read that in the car on the way home, because I made the erroneous assumption that the technician, because she wasn't a nurse, but she was somebody in the doctor's office, who put those sticky things on my chest. I thought she was putting them there because that's where they needed to go. And that's where she knew that they needed to go. Well, no. When I read in the manual later where they should go, she was off, in some instances, by, that much. So, in my case, what happened was, about 2 weeks into it, I kept getting this alarm that my red sensor was not responding. like every 15 or 20 minutes all through the night. And I'm telling you, by about 4 o'clock in the morning, I started to get insane with rage, and I wanted to smash the thing. But I thought, and what I had done was I took spare things and I put them all over my chest. Like, well, if the red's not working there, I'll unplug it and put it over here. The red's got to work somewhere. Well, that didn't solve it. Until I cracked open the manual and was like, oh no. You draw a line halfway between the center of your collarbone and the bottom of your rib cage. Draw a line, and halfway there is where the red needs to go. My red wasn't there at all. So when I put the patches in the right spot and moved them around, and like I said, in some instances was that much, some instances was that much, I never got a weird indication from the recorder ever again. Life was good. I found, though, that I had to sleep sort of on my back or facing the recording device all the time. Because the first night I slept in my bed and I rolled such that my body was now between the sensor and the recording device behind me. And because there was no telemetry now going on between those two devices, the mothership unit thing, if you want to call it that, flipped out and thought I was croaking. So it started, with the bells and whistles kind of stuff. So again, I have no idea if that means that somebody from Chicago is going to call me or if the ambulance is going to show up or what have you. So I made damn sure that I was always sleeping within sight of that thing right there on the nightstand. And so in order to do that, I sort of had to sleep on the couch, sort of inclined and sort of facing that thing, which was sort of a pain in the butt. But what else can I tell you? I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, again, this was the BioTel 30-day cardiac monitor and sort of my experiences with it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe if you want. If you've got heart issues or have heart concerns, I've got a couple of other videos about that out there. You got kidney stones, got those over there. Maybe I should make one about my lipoma. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a nice day. Shelco 4 out.